is where I come from, there is a saying about women, specifically women. If you want to be a good woman, a respected woman, you put everybody else first and you come last. It has been like that in my culture. I don't know since when. I don't know who invented this ridiculous idea, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way because when you are giving and giving and nothing is received, then grief happens, anger, and many negative results will come after that, specifically starting with us women. And we're okay, I gave, and then what? And then what? But that was part of the culture, and I changed my narrative. It was time because for many years I was like, okay, everybody is before me. As a massage therapist, all of my clients and patients were before me. I can tell you this, the first 7 years of my career massage therapy, I never received a massage myself. So that, among other things, it caused me to go in a major burnout because I was taking care of everybody but me.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Melting Pot episode. My guest today is Blanca Rodriguez. Blanca is a true force of healing and heart. She's the CEO of Wounded Healer. She's been a massage therapist with 18 years of experience doing that. She's a podcaster, a speaker, and a best-selling author. So thank you so much for joining me today, Blanca.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. What a joy it is for me to be here.
Thank you.
Of course.
I know we did have a bit of a mishap. I think it was a month ago where time difference sometimes can do that to you.
Yes, absolutely. My bad.
No, you're fine. We're here, we're talking, we're in conversation. I think that's
Absolutely.
so time doesn't really matter because when it's meant to happen, it does happen.
Without a doubt.
So let's start from the beginning. What actually inspired you to create Wounded Healer? And before we get into that, I understand that you're based in Florida. Have you always been there or did you move to Florida? So just two parts to this question.
Oh, absolutely. I am Puerto Rican, born in New York City from Puerto Rican parents. I lived my entire childhood and most part of my adulthood in Puerto Rico, born in New York City, raised in Puerto Rico. And I've been living here in Florida for over 20 years, actually. I absolutely love it here. And at some point, I always knew that I was going to end up living in the United States again, but I just didn't know where. But Florida definitely was my destination. I didn't choose it, it chose me. And I'm very grateful for it because it has been a heck of a roller coaster ride, but in a good way. And definitely, we all have lives with twists and turns, and it's just the way life is. Life gets lifing, but it's a wonderful thing, and I'm very grateful about it. And here in the beautiful state of Florida is where I put my business called Wounded Healer. And what inspired me to do Wounded Healer is this. There was a legend in the Roman Empire or the Greek, I'm not sure, about this soldier that he was wounded by an arrow and then he became a healer after he was wounded. So the Wounded Healer legend started with this soldier, and then I was participating at a podcast, and this amazing podcaster, he named our session The Diary of a Wounded Healer. And I said, that's it. That's what I'm going to call my business. And here I am as a wounded healer. Definitely. It resonates with me tremendously.
Yeah, which is, I was going to ask you what actually prompted you to call yourself the Wounded Healer, because it is a very powerful name. And you just mentioned that it resonates with you as well. So because
Yes.
you consider yourself a wounded healer. So what, if you don't mind me asking, what role has adversity actually played in shaping your mission into becoming the kind of healer that you've become?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that question. Yes, I was born into a lot of happiness. I grew up, for part of my childhood was about happiness, music, love, consistency, balance. Both of my parents very loving, siblings, and all that good stuff. And it was wonderful until a fateful day in 1973 that my father was killed in his place of work, in his beloved jewelry store. He was a business owner, very successful. He moved to the US from Puerto Rico many years ago in search of the coveted American dream. And he conquered the American dream in a big way. But in the same way that he conquered this American dream, the same way his life was taken in his favorite place to be at, which was his jewelry store. And after that, my mother fell into a very deep depression and she never recovered from it. She had chronic, untreated mental illnesses. And these were the 70s. This was the era where mental health was never spoken of and mental illnesses were highly demonized. So, in a big way, I felt like I lost both parents at the same time. And after that, I read somewhere that research has shown that two-thirds of all children around the world will have a traumatic event by the time they reach 16 years old, whether it is the tragic passing of someone, being bullied by family or at school, or sexual assault. And unfortunately for me, I went through all of these situations by the time I was 9 years old. And then the sexual assault and the sexual harassment never stopped for many years to come. And then after that, I was raised that to be a helper, to help out. My father will help out his family all the time. My mother will be a very giving woman as well, even though she had her very tumultuous mind because she was a very violent person, and then my father died in a violent way as well. So I was raised around lots of mental illness, lots of violence, lots of loss, reject, neglect, people being emotionally unavailable. So it was a world of isolation that I was living at since I was a little girl, very confusing. And but that helper in me, it was so instilled that to this day I'm a helper. I became a licensed massage therapist. I became a canine massage therapist. I am a holistic life coach. I do group fitness instruction. I've been a dancer for over 40 years. So this is about helping others feel better. And when Wounded Healer came up, I put together all of these hats that I've been wearing for so long. And I said to myself, the lessons and the suffering that I went through is not going to go to waste. There's a big reason, and this reason is bigger than myself. Why all of this happened? Why am I here? Why am I still in this world? Because it could, in my story, it could have gone the other way. It could have been so easy for me to not reach 40 years old, maybe,
Yeah.
because the environment was really difficult. And here I am, almost in my 60s, and I'm still here for a reason. And it's not to be taken for granted. And to me, it's very important to help others understand that quality of life is so important no matter what age we are. We can hit that restart button no matter what age we are, because there's always a way for a second chances. There's always second chances. The great Anthony Robbins, he says, don't let your past define your future. Change your mindset, change your life. And if I had the capability to change my life and take it to a whole different direction, make it productive, make it meaningful, make my life's purpose to help others, because I've been through very dark seasons myself, why not? And if I can do it, so can anybody else. Hard work and dedication, that's for sure. Very important.
Absolutely. And you're right. Sometimes, you things happen very unexpectedly, and if you do not have the ability or the drive to want to say, okay, I can move on, and find another way, you can absolutely go into a complete slump, as what happened to your mother and as what happened
Mhm.
as well. No,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I think that's very inspirational for a lot of people out there who are, as we speak, going through things in their lives which they don't know how to overcome, or they're still in shock or whatever it may be. So yeah, it's very inspiring for that. You hold space for others to heal every day. And you mentioned you have clients, you have animals that you take care of, or survivors in whatever way or form it may be. So, how do you refill your own emotional and energetic cup? Because you absorb a lot, right? From your healing or all the other hats that you wear.
Definitely. One thing that I learned, especially as a massage therapist over the years, I have worked with tens of thousands of people. And here in the US, you must comply with continuing education in order to keep your license as a massage therapist, which I find extremely beautiful because the learning never stops. And I love to be in student mode at all times. And one of the most important things that I learned about massage therapy is that it's extremely important to take care of ourselves first. Because otherwise, if we don't, we won't be able to help others. I wouldn't be able to help others. And I went through that stage in my life that I went through an extreme burnout, that this was many years ago, thankfully, that I didn't know how to balance and harmonize the extreme workload, living in a very difficult relationship with someone, and my job. So it took me down. At some point, time bomb was going to explode somehow. And I went into a total burnout. And I said to myself, this will happen to me only once in my life. And thankfully, that is it. And what I have that I keep on doing every single day is care is the best care. Okay. I do my prayer, I do my meditation. I have a wonderful teacher that he says praying is talking to God and meditation is listening to God. I find that extremely fascinating and inspiring. And I do these every single before I was here with you. I was stretching, praying, meditating, getting ready for the day, because it's very important to the same way that we wake up in the morning, it's the same way we will go to bed at night. And it's very important for us to take care of ourselves, have this me time, and not just rush ourselves into everything. Here in the US, everything is rush, and you got to run, and you got to, and it's a goal. And with the cyber era, with all these social media platforms, it's even faster. You catch somebody's attention, you got 3 seconds to catch somebody's attention. And it's like, wow, in 3 seconds, wow, what do you do in 3 seconds? Not much, but you got 3 seconds to catch somebody's attention in these social media platforms. And that is just a hint of how fast paced this world that people want to push us to go. And no, we need to slow down. We need to take a breather. We need to go into this calmer state that is so good for us. It's not good only physically, but it's good mentally and emotionally for us to be in a calmer state. What do I do when I'm in the middle of a turmoil, when I am helping so many others and so much is coming out of me? Breathe. Breathe calmly, breathe deeply and slowly. It's the most powerful tool that we have, and is hardly ever used by so many. Just by breathing alone, our stress load will go down, will diminish. Just by having good breathing, our brains will function better because there's more oxygenation to our brains, and we will have more clarity of mind. So, to me, practicing slow breathing is imperative, is vital every single day. Prayer, meditation, stretching, practicing gratitude. how gratitude changes the perspective that we have in life. When we are grateful for the simplest things that we have in life, our lives really do change. And we see things in a whole different lens, and we see it with a much better light. That is for sure. So that's what I do.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah. I think discipline is also very important because, like you
Absolutely.
that you do all of this on a daily basis every single morning when you wake up, and it's just like it's just become a part of your psyche, it's become a part of your very existence, and you
Mm,
understand that's what keeps you going. Yeah, no,
yes.
that's incredible. So how do you define resilience now compared to earlier in your journey? Has this meaning actually evolved for you? Because obviously you've had a very long journey. Not all, a lot of it has not been, for lack
Mhm.
of a better word, has not been
Yeah.
very kind to you. So what, how do you see yourself being evolved over the years?
Yes, definitely. For many seasons in my life, I was not thriving. I was surviving. And that is a very different ball game from building resiliency, from building new habits that are really conducive for better quality of life. And if I want to help others improve their quality of life, it starts with me. It has to, the rooting, it has to start with me, definitely. And building that resiliency, understanding that habits are meant to be built, but habits can be broken. We are beings of habit. It takes 27 to 61 days to build a habit or let go of one. And when the habit is instilled in us for many years, it takes even longer to let go of that habit. And when I understood that the meaning of resiliency is not surviving the day, that was like, okay, the light bulb went off and I said, okay, change the trend. Let me start the long process of changing where my life was going physically, emotionally, and mentally versus where I used to be, which was on surviving mode. I was not living a full life of quality because I was always in surviving mode ever since my father died. It was okay, I'm going to survive this. And my mother will always have a phrase that, yes, it's really good, but when we do something way too much, it's equally harmful. Anything done in excess in this life is equally harmful. She will always say, remember, we keep on going, and it's okay. We keep on going, and that is great. But when you are surviving, and in my case, me, of course, when I was in survival mode, I was mixing up, okay, I keep on going versus and surviving. It really wasn't, it really wasn't a positive thing in my life. When I understood that life, yes, in many ways, yeah, we survived this and I survived many things. Thankfully, I'm very grateful for that. But life is not only about survival. Life is about thriving. Life is about loving. Life is about building harmony for the best of your ability. Life is about giving. Life is about receiving. In my world, in the Latino community specifically, this is where I come from, there is a saying about woman, specifically woman. If you want to be a good woman, a respected woman, you put everybody else first and you come last. It has been like that in my culture. I don't know since when. I don't know who invented this ridiculous idea, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way because when you are giving and giving and nothing is received, then grief happens, anger, and many negative results will come after that, specifically starting with us women. And we're okay, I gave, and then what? And then what? But that was part of the culture. And I changed my narrative. It was time for because for many years I was okay, everybody is before me. as a massage therapist. All of my clients and patients were before me. I can tell you this, the first 7 years of my career of massage therapy, I never received a massage myself. So that, among other things, it caused me to go in a major burnout because I was taking care of everybody but me. And love and harmony and thriving, it starts with me. Nobody can do it but myself. And that's why when we build new habits, let's make it purposeful. Let's make it long lasting. Let's make it for the better of our lives, for the improving of our lives, because change is here to stay. We are beings of change. Change happens from the moment of conception to the moment of our death. We are always changing. And when we change our narrative, here we go again, we will change our lives. We're meant to change. We're not meant to stay running on the same, like this comics that they're really old, the Flintstones, that they will be running and running, but you're not going anywhere. And it's time to move on, people. Make it work, and it'll be the best decision that you have ever made.
So that's your advice to people who are actually feeling stuck in their pain and they can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to ask you, it's very interesting that you are, as a therapist, you don't only have human clients, but you also have canine clients. What is the difference between, because working with humans versus working with canines can be like, I think would have different challenges and could have a different interpretation as well. So I'm very curious to know, firstly, how that came about, and secondly, what is or what are a couple of differences that you have seen?
Yes, definitely. Canine massage therapy has been a practice, is a very ancient practice actually. It's been around since 2700 BC. The Roman Empire used animal massage therapy, and this, of course, it was with the higher end people that they will have massage therapists for their animals. And one of the most famous characters or people that he is well known for canine massage therapist is Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar had epilepsy. He will take his massage therapist with him to war. And his massage therapist will work on his war dogs. And this is one of the many phases of canine massage therapy. Canine massage therapy is a powerful practice. Us humans and canines, we are mammals. We have body systems, organs, muscle mass, feelings, emotions, even. When I work with my beautiful dogs, I make sure that I talk to the human companion, because this is what happens, and this is a fact. The dog is the reflection of the owner. So if the owner is stressed, the dog is stressed. If the owner is happy, the dog is happy. Just like us humans, that we have levels of stress in our bodies and in our minds, our dogs do too. Canine massage therapy is my favorite practice to do. I am an animal lover myself. I always had the love of animals that saved me from dark seasons of my life. So I know how powerful it is to have a doggy companion, and dogs are not pets, dogs are family. So I have had many four-legged family members in my life, and they absolutely love it. Just like we relax with a massage and our muscles feel looser, feel better, same exact reaction with the dog. And the beauty of this is when I massage a human, of course, I give instructions and I said, okay, I am ready to turn your face up, and let's turn your face up. In canine massage therapy, the dog will turn on its own. Oh, they turn, they go on their bellies, they go on their backs. It's so beautiful. I just absolutely love it. I have two golden retrievers that they are absolutely phenomenal. When I get into their home, because they live in the lap of luxury, they go directly to the room where I massage them. without question. Oh my God, they are like so wonderful, these animals, and they know exactly what they want. And dogs have an incredible body language. We just need to pay attention. And definitely, I have learned this over the years. I've been doing canine massage therapy for 10 years. I have massage, of course, animals in the lap of luxury. I have massage animals that have been beaten. I used to go to a no-kill shelter for animals in distress, for abandoned, abused, neglected animals. So I will go into their cages and the animal will always receive the massage with love. That is the beauty of canine massage therapy. But the same powerful effects that we feel as humans are the same powerful effects that the dog will receive. And of course, this helps them with longevity. This helps them with quality of life for many years to come.
That's interesting. Yeah, you're absolutely right that like us, dogs are also mammals and they have emotions and feelings and
Absolutely.
all of that, and how it's an enabler for them as well, because you don't because they're not able to verbalize, but they still express, as what you
Absolutely.
mentioned earlier. Okay, let's
Mm-hmm.
move on a little bit and talk about your book. So,
Correct.
what is the message that you are hoping to convey through your book, and a little bit about the theme of your book?
Thank you for that. So my book is Impact Leadership with
Okay.
Blanca Rodriguez. I am available in Amazon Kindle and paperback. And this is a beautiful collaboration between me and 29 other authors from all over the world, from all walks of life. Stories are similar, stories of very dark seasons in our lives, falling on our knees, going very deep down the rabbit hole and somehow making it to the other side. And my chapter is called Roller Coaster Ride because, yes, sometimes, many times, life can be a roller coaster ride, wild and crazy. And definitely in this chapter, I spoke out after 47 years of total silence, of hiding myself under the rug, throwing things under the rug, throwing situations, emotions, sexual assault, violence, death, loss, chronic mental illness. And I said it basically, I say it all in that chapter. And in 2,000 words, I resume my life journey. And it's a very powerful call and a very powerful message of falling down, being resilient, persistent, not letting the dark seasons, well, the dark seasons can really define you, but not letting, here we go again, not letting the past define your future. And there's always a way to make it better. We just have to put the hard work and dedication into better, make the better out of ourselves in any situation. So definitely this book is a very powerful compilation of stories from people from all over where they have been and where they are and where they will be in life.
So it's a collaborative effort, or you
Yeah.
invite the stories. What was the process?
I receive a random email from a publishing company. And the first thing that I did is, okay, is this publishing company legitimate? Because in this era, anything can be a scam, that is for sure.
Yeah.
So I checked it out, and yes, the publishing company was legitimate. And there was like many instances in my life that I said, wow, I've been through so much crap in my life that I could write a book about it. But I ignored it. It was like it's just random thoughts. And then I received this random blessing of an email asking me, do you have a compelling story to tell? Do you think you have what it takes to be an author? Book an interview with us. You may be the next book co-author and have a chapter. I said, what do I have to lose? Nothing. So I went ahead, and it was supposed to be 30-minute interview to 45 minutes. An hour later, I was crying. The interviewer was crying. It was very powerful. And I was chosen to do this co-authorship. And when I'm telling you that it's been one of the biggest blessings of my entire life, it was liberating, it was powerful, it was life changing. I never knew how writing a chapter in a book, where it would take me. And thanks to this book, I am here today talking to you. Thanks to this book, because it opened new doors for me that I didn't even know that those doors will open for me. And the door of being a speaker, being an educator, being a communicator. Thanks to this book, I joined this powerful platform about leadership and communication called Toastmasters. And from there, it's just been more and more beautiful things happening. I just spoke to 150 women not long ago about my story, about the dance of life and how music and dance, I incorporated all of what makes me happy and go to my safe place has always been music and dance. And thanks to this book, I got the chance to talk to 150 women in a summit. And it was a beautiful thing. I'm grateful for this book. I'm grateful for this random miracle of an email that I just look at it one day and it transformed my life into what I'm doing today.
That's amazing. So, what came first? Are you being a podcaster or the book?
The book came first, definitely. And then I joined Toastmasters, and then a fellow Toastmaster, he said, you should be a podcaster, you should do podcasting. Would you like to? I mean, he's a podcaster himself, and he invited me for the first time to a podcast, and it went on from there. Yeah, I have done dozens and dozens of podcasts. I've been invited, and I'm very grateful because thanks to this platform, to podcasting, many people get at least some help that they so very much need and deserve through us pouring our hearts out there and saying, hey, you're not alone. Hey, this has not happened only to you. Hey, we are here to support you. We are here for you because the same way I received the support, it's my turn to give that support back.
Absolutely.
Time to pay it forward.
Absolutely. And I feel that, like you rightly said, podcasts are a very powerful medium because also the reach is far more than you trying to help people. I know now with the internet and everything, you're able to, of course, you can do a lot of things online and you can reach out
Mm-hmm.
to a lot of people online. But I think these conversations are so important. And even if through your conversation, you're able to make a difference with one person, you probably feel fulfilled, as I do
Mm-hmm.
through my shows, both Melting Pot as well as now boarding. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
before I wrap up, because it's been so lovely talking to you, Blanca, and
Oh, likewise.
and listening to you. So I just wanted to ask you two things. One is a quote or a mantra that keeps you going every day. I know you've told me about your routine, which is fabulous, your morning routine, but a
Thank you.
quote or a mantra that actually keeps you going.
I love this quote from this very inspirational speaker. His name was Jim Rohn. And this quote is just amazing. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That is powerful because there's so many of us that we will work so hard on our jobs and the job is the most important thing. And the same passion that we put into working on our jobs is the same passion and enthusiasm that we need to put into working on ourselves. That is for sure. And my favorite mantra is I am safe. I am safe to shine. I am safe to do better. I am safe to triumph. I am safe to be my true, authentic self. And coming from a place where safe was just not in the game, that was safe was not anywhere. Definitely, I am safe is my favorite one. And I'm very grateful for that because, yes, I am safe to be here today. And so are you. That's for sure.
It's been a very extremely thought-provoking, I would say, conversation. And thank you so much for reaching out to me. And I really, really am happy to have you on my show. And I hope through
Thank
this
you.
conversation, there are enough and more people who are able to see that, yes, if you could make a difference, so can I, and have picked up something or the other from this conversation to take them to the next level. So thank you so much. And if anyone wants to reach out to you, one, you've mentioned the book, and if there are people who would like, do you also talk to people or heal people online, or is it just
Yes.
you do?
Yes,
Okay.
I do holistic life coaching
Okay.
online. The majority of my clients are online. So yes, I help a lot of people with the goals that they have set. And it's about goal reaching, accountability. And us life coaches, I have a life coach. And any person that is a life coach should have a life coach. Remember, we got to practice what we preach, definitely. And it's a very important part of self-care because this is the thing that I realized from all of my years of trying to do everything on my own. It's not true. We cannot do everything on our own. We need and we deserve support. We need and we deserve the help that it's there for us. We just need to reach out and you will get it.
Absolutely. That note, once again, thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day.